Johnny's Bar and Grill, Mexican and American cuisine with daily and weekly specials, juicy burgers, mouth-watering tacos, and more. 1519 West Highway 150 in Lincolnton.
I'm Ralph Mangum for the WHKY News, and this is our weekly recap of a few of the top crime stories we had for you during the week of December 30th through January 3rd. Let's get to it.
The 3 suspects arrested in this case were placed in jail without bond. 20-year-old Michael Dewan Bird of Kings Mountain, 17-year-old Isaiah Deshawn Lipscomb of Clover, South Carolina, and 35-year-old LaRue Dean Lipscomb Jr. of Gastonia are all charged by the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office in connection to the death of 16-year-old Edwin Jaziel Morales Hernandez. The victim was found deceased on White House Road in Lincolnton December 15th. All 3 suspects were arrested Friday and were charged with felony counts of first-degree murder, robbery with a dangerous weapon, and kidnapping. Detectives determined that the victim had been taken from outside his home, robbed of personal items, and then shot and left on the side of a road that was not commonly used for everyday traffic. Warrants for arrest were obtained last Friday for the 3 suspects. Bird and LaRue Lipscomb were being held without bond in the Harvin A. Krause Detention Center in Lincolnton. Isaiah Lipscomb was being held in the York County Detention Center without bond, awaiting extradition to Lincoln County. Bird and LaRue Lipscomb were scheduled to appear in Lincoln County District Court today. No Lincoln County court date had been listed for Isaiah Lipscomb as of the time I'm filing this report. This is an ongoing investigation. Anyone with information concerning this case is urged to call Detective John Probst with the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office at 704-732-9050. You can get more information on this case by going to our website, WHKY.com. Reporting for WHKY News, I'm Rob Eastwood.
A Hickory woman is charged with drug offenses. 37-year-old Angelica Leanne Crane of Fairland Street in Hickory was arrested Sunday by Hickory police officers. She's charged with felony possession of Schedule II controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. Crane was jailed in the Catawba County Detention Facility under no bond. A district court appearance is scheduled for Friday, January 3rd. And a Conover man was arrested on a meth charge. 35-year-old Neil Ray Gilbert of Prestige Heights Drive in Conover was arrested Saturday by Maiden police officers. He's charged with possession of methamphetamine. Gilbert was incarcerated in the Catawba County Detention Facility under no bond. A district court date is set for Friday, January 3rd. I'm Ariana Mack for WHKY.
37-year-old Joshua Andrew Moore of the Cottle Creek Highway in Mooresville has been arrested by Iredell County deputies on felony counts of failure to report a new address as a sex offender residence violation within 1,000 feet of a school, possession of methamphetamine, 2 counts, possession of fentanyl, possession of cocaine, and possession of a stolen motor vehicle, 2 counts. He also faces 2 misdemeanor counts of possession of drug paraphernalia and single counts of injury to personal property and possession of stolen goods. On December 26, deputies went to Moore's residence where they saw someone peering out a window. Officers issued commands for the occupants to come to the door. After a brief delay, a resident confirmed that Moore was inside. Deputies then cleared the home, located Moore, and arrested him on several outstanding felony warrants. During the arrest, deputies saw narcotics and drug paraphernalia in plain view. A search of the residence uncovered fentanyl, meth, and cocaine. Moore admitted that the narcotics were his. Deputies had also received prior information suggesting Moore's involvement in the theft of a van from a Mooresville church. When questioned about the vehicle, Moore admitted that the van was hidden in the woods near Timber Road. As deputies escorted Moore to their patrol car, the suspect pointed to a black Ford truck in the driveway and spontaneously confessed that it was also stolen. A records check confirmed that the truck had been reported stolen in Mecklenburg County. Deputies later found the stolen van concealed in the woods nearby. The van had been spray painted black. Moore, who is a registered sex offender with a long criminal history, was jailed in Iredell County without bond. He was scheduled to appear in court on December 30th. Multiple district court appearances are upcoming starting on January 7th. 34-year-old Xavier Marquise Lee Winston of Colonial Lane in Hickory has been arrested by Hickory police on charges that include trafficking in MDA or MDMA, non-support of a child, possession of methamphetamine, possession of a stolen motor vehicle, 2 counts, carrying a concealed weapon, driving while license revoked, possession of drug paraphernalia, 2 counts, possession of marijuana up to half an ounce, possession with intent to manufacture, sell, or deliver a Schedule II controlled substance, resisting a public officer, simple possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, trafficking in meth, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. Winston was jailed December 31st in the Catawba County Detention Facility under a $72,000 bond plus a $500 cash bond on the non-support charge. District Court appearances were scheduled for January 3rd and 9th, with a Superior Court date set for February 17th in Newton.
A Lenoir woman is charged with controlled substance possession and trespassing. 37-year-old Amy Nicole Sanders of Peach Haven Lane in Lenoir was arrested Saturday by Caldwell County Sheriff's officers. She was charged with 3 felonies: possession of Schedule I controlled substance, possession of methamphetamine, and second-degree trespass. Sanders was also charged with misdemeanor larceny and jailed under $26,000 secured bond in the Caldwell County Detention Center. A district court date was scheduled for January 15th, 2025. On Monday at approximately 5:10 p.m., the North Carolina State Highway Patrol responded to reports of careless and reckless driving in Iredell County near the 400 block of Barfield Road. When troopers arrived, they found Barfield Road completely blocked due to an illegal street takeover. As a result of the investigation, 6 trucks were seized and turned over to the Iredell County Sheriff's Department. 5 adults were charged with careless and reckless driving, street takeover, and injury to real property. The NC State Highway Patrol would like to thank the Iredell County Sheriff's Department for their assistance in this investigation. I'm Ariana Mack for WHKY.
The North Carolina Attorney General's office is warning citizens to be aware of impostor scams. An example of this type of scam is that at one time there was a scammer calling individuals claiming to be the Attorney General. Impostor scammers pretend to be someone you know or trust to try to get your hard-earned money or personal information. The Attorney General and other government officials will never contact you to threaten you or demand money or your personal information, especially not over social media. The Attorney General's office reminds you to keep these tips in mind to avoid impostor scammers. Don't respond if you receive a social media message request from someone claiming to be a government official. Do not respond. Instead, reach out to the real government official or their organization by visiting their official website that ends with .gov or .org. Double check if you receive a suspicious looking email. Reread the message for signs of a scam, such as vague subject lines, grammatical errors, and high-pressure demands. Check that the sender's email address matches the official addresses for that agency found on their website. If you see any of those signs, delete the email. Do not send money or divulge personal information to unknown contacts, even if they say that they represent the government. If you're unsure if someone is a legitimate government official, hang up and reach out to the government agency directly using a number listed on their website. Remember, if you're being asked to pay via a gift card, it is always a scam. If you think you or someone you know has been the victim of an impostor scam, or if you have been contacted by someone claiming to be a government official, such as the Attorney General, contact the Consumer Protection Division. You can call them at 1-877-5-NO-SCAM. Reporting for WHKY News, I'm Rob Eastwood.
30-year-old Breonna Renee Parsons of Taylorsville was arrested December 27th by authorities in Alexander County. She's charged with a felony probation violation. Parsons was already scheduled to appear in Alexander County Superior Court on January 6th on previously filed charges that include felony breaking and entering, habitual larceny, a probation violation, and misdemeanor injury to real property. She'll be in district court on February 10th on previous charges that include second-degree trespassing, larceny, and a pair of probation violations. Following Friday's arrest, Parsons was jailed in the Alexander County Detention Center without bond.
A Lenoir man is arrested for violating a domestic violence protection order. 23-year-old Jacob Jordan Ware of Lenoir was arrested Monday by Lenoir police officers. He was charged with felony violation of a domestic violence protection order with a deadly weapon and misdemeanor counts of carrying a concealed gun and injury to real property. Ware was jailed under no bond in the Caldwell County Detention Center. He is scheduled to appear in district court on January 8th. 20-year-old Javier Hampton Trevino Jr. of Northwest Piedmont Drive in Lenoir was arrested today, January 2nd, on 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder and 1 count of assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious injury. Trevino was arrested in connection with the shooting that occurred shortly after 2 a.m. Wednesday in the area of 2nd Street Northwest and Main Avenue Northwest in Hickory. Hickory police responded and found 22-year-old Jordan Blake Ramey of Yadkinville near the sidewalk suffering from gunshot wounds. Mr. Ramey was taken to Fry Regional Medical Center and was later transported to Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center in Winston-Salem. At last report, he was listed in stable condition. According to a statement released by HPD, the investigation indicates that Trevino was engaged in an incident with another group of individuals nearby when he fired shots which struck Mr. Ramey. The victim was not involved with the suspect nor the other group involved in the initial incident. Trevino fled the scene before officers arrived. The Caldwell County Sheriff's Office and the Lenoir Police Department assisted in the investigation and in the apprehension of the suspect. Following his arrest, Trevino was placed in the Catawba County Detention Facility where he is being held without bond. A first appearance in district court is coming up tomorrow, January 3rd in Newton. The investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information should contact Investigator Tammy Johnson at tjohnson@hickorync.gov or call the Hickory Police Department at 828-328-5551. I'm Ariana Mack for WHKY.
The 2 suspects arrested in this case are charged in connection to a string of vehicle break-ins in Caldwell County in December. The 2 suspects were arrested earlier this week. They are scheduled to appear in court early next week. 31-year-old Michael Andrew Williams and 23-year-old Isabel Cheyenne Keller, both of the same Rocky Road, Lenoir address, were arrested Tuesday by Caldwell County Sheriff's officers. Williams is charged with 6 counts apiece of breaking and entering to a motor vehicle and breaking and entering to a motor vehicle with theft, along with 5 counts of possession of stolen goods. Keller is charged with 7 counts of felony aid and abet breaking and entering to a motor vehicle and 5 counts of possession of stolen goods. The suspects are charged in connection to numerous vehicle break-ins that occurred during the night of December 7th in the Bayton community and on other dates on Twin Lakes Drive across from Ingalls, on Connolly Springs Road and Abington Road in Lenoir. Williams received a $100,000 secured bond. Keller's bond was set at $40,000 secured. They are both scheduled to appear in district court in Lenoir next Monday, January 6th. The investigation is continuing and more charges are possible. Reporting for WHKY News, I'm Rob Eastwood.
19-year-old Jarius Varon Sarvis of Dairyfield Drive in Charlotte was arrested by Hickory police early Monday morning on felony counts of breaking and entering, possession of a firearm by a felon, and possession of a stolen firearm. According to HPD's arrest report, Sarvis was in possession of an unspecified firearm at the time of his arrest. Sarvis was taken into custody without incident at 3:40 a.m. Monday at a business address on Highway 321 Northwest in Hickory. He was placed in the Catawba County Detention Facility where he was initially held without bond As of Thursday morning, Sarvis remained in jail with bond now set at $40,000 secured. District court appearances were scheduled for January 3rd and January 21st in Newton.
The incident resulted in an individual being hospitalized with serious injuries. 31-year-old Patsy Elaine Johnson of Lenoir was arrested Thursday by Hickory police officers. She's charged with 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder and 1 count of assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious injury. As WHKY reported Thursday, 20-year-old Javier Hampton Trevino Jr., also of Lenoir, was previously arrested on the same charges in connection to this incident. The shooting occurred shortly after 2 a.m. Wednesday in the area of 2nd Street Northwest and Main Avenue Northwest in Hickory. Hickory police responded and found 22-year-old Jordan Blake Ramey of Yadkinville near the sidewalk, suffering from gunshot wounds. At last report, Mr. Ramey was listed in stable condition at Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center. The investigation indicates that Trevino was engaged in an incident with another group of individuals nearby when he fired shots which struck Mr. Ramey. The victim was not involved with the suspect. Both suspects were jailed here at the Catawba County Detention Facility in Newton without bond. Friday district court dates were scheduled. The investigation is continuing. If you have any information, contact investigator Tammy Johnson at tjohnson@hickorync.gov, or you can call the Hickory Police Department at 828-328-5551. Reporting from the Catawba County Justice Center, I'm Rob Eastwood, WHKY News. The suspect in this case was arrested following an investigation that began in October of last year. Police arrested the suspect after they reportedly found child pornography on an account associated with the suspect. He was brought to the Iredell County Detention Center following the arrest under more than $300,000 bond. A court date is scheduled in March. 37-year-old Sean Philip Pulver of Cleveland, North Carolina, was arrested by Iredell County Sheriff's officers. He's charged with 10 counts of felony second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. The Sheriff's Office began investigating October 10th of last year after receiving a report from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The report was connected to the possession of suspected child pornography by an Iredell County resident. The case was assigned to the Special Victims Unit. During the investigation, Pulver was identified as the suspect. It was determined the suspected child sexual exploitation material was associated with a social media account on the platform Kik. Search warrants were executed on Pulver's social media account, which confirmed the presence of multiple media files containing child sexual abuse material. Pulver was arrested on December 27th and brought to the Iredell County Detention Center under $350,000 bond. A district court date is scheduled for March 14th. The investigation is continuing and more charges were possible. Reporting for WHKY News, I'm Rob Eastwood.
A Lenoir man was arrested for sexual exploitation of a minor. 61-year-old Scott Allen Chesko of Maywood Drive in Lenoir was arrested Thursday, January 2nd, by Caldwell County Sheriff's officers. He was charged with 1 felony count, second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. Chesko was jailed under $250,000 secured bond in the Caldwell County Detention Center. A district court date was scheduled for January 3rd.
This has been our weekly roundup as we take a look back at some of the crime stories we had during the week of December 30th through January 3rd. The weekly summary is posted every Saturday on our YouTube channel, along with all the rest of the WHKY News. I'm Ralph Mangum, and I thank you kindly for joining us.